Hello, everybody. I'm Moo,
And I'm Fuji.
and I stumbled over my words. And we just watched Adventures of Mr. Toad, and then we have Ichabod Crane as well, or Sleepy Hollow, I guess.
And conclusion was Mr. Toad needs therapy
He does,
for
and
his shopping addiction.
he really does. And Mr. Crane, he turned out okay.
Yeah, it was all right. Better than in the book.
Oh yeah, he's kind of a douche in the book.
Anyway, I thought that, the most interesting thing was particularly in the Ichabod Crane sequence, we saw a lot of proto-other films.
Seriously, yeah, like Beauty and the Beast mostly.
Alpha Gaston was in that, and I would say Alpha Cinderella was in that as well.
She was Katrina.
Yep.
I was like, dude. I mean, I'm not surprised that Disney would like have these ideas and they'd be like, oh, okay, we can reuse them and make them better later down the line. That makes sense to me.
Oh yeah, in a lot of ways, I think the shorts are, practice runs for getting up to doing, what you need to do for the full-length films.
Oh yeah, definitely. Excuse me. I think it was both the shorts were good.
Mm-hmm.
They're well done, good production values. The stories were cute. Even Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, and I thought technically they were excellent.
Oh yeah,
everything was really done. And I thought that what's his name? Proto Gaston.
Yeah.
It still was, stylized, but we've come a really long way in being able to actually animate human male bodies.
Woo! Yay! Disney finally figured out how to animate the dudes.
Like, the dance sequence was really good.
Oh, it looked great, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's still pretty stylized, yeah, but they really have done a lot better of a job and finally figured out how to do it. I guess all that downtime with World War II, they practiced.
Or something
like that. I don't know. I wasn't there. And,
yeah, I wish there was more reading material on this, or that I knew where to look for more reading material.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I don't know. But I did like Mr. Toad. I haven't really seen. I think I said, yeah. I haven't seen. Mr. Toad.
I realized I had seen the song when he's on the cart. I had totally seen that before.
Seen that song, yeah.
It must have been in a sing-along song.
It had to be. Like, Mr. Toad is not a super common thing to watch, honestly.
I want a plushie of Mr. Mole.
Oh, he's adorable.
Mr. Mole is my favorite.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's good in the book 2, in The Wind in the Willows. There's way more stories besides Mr. Toad in Wind in the Willows, but that's the one they adapted, I guess.
Also, knowing that the animators were very aware that Mr. Toad was sort of a parallel for Walt Disney makes everything way more entertaining.
Oh god, yeah, it's really funny. Because it's just like, oh, look at this new thing. I must get it.
I need this. How'd they describe it? Mania. Straight up mania.
They called it mania, yeah. It's really just shopping addiction.
Shopping.
It's a good thing Mr. Toad doesn't live on the time with the internet.
Oh, we were saying Mr. Toad and Amazon Prime.
He and Amazon Prime and eBay would be best friends.
Best friends.
There's also I've been on the Mr. Toad ride, which is in Disneyland.
Oh yeah, how is that now that you've seen the
thing? Oh my god. So, well, first off, the ride is not completely like the short. It's up to Mr. Toad gets arrested for stealing the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's 2 paths in the ride that your car may go to, and one actually I think it's been converged into one path. I think I'm pretty sure it has.
And this is at Disneyland.
Yeah, there used to be one at Disney World, but it got replaced by Winnie the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
And you go through and you go into jail. The judge sends you to jail. And then you try to escape jail because you're Mr. Toad in the car. And then a train hits you. You drop down, you go into hell. I'm not even kidding you. You're in hell.
And that's one of the 2 paths?
Yeah, or it might have converged to one path nowadays because it used to be like you just got hit by the train and you came out the other end or something like that. But,
so that's why you were thinking, you freaked out when you saw the train.
Yeah, I freaked out when I saw the train because I was like, oh shit, this is just like the ride. Mr. Toad's getting hit by the train, we're gonna go to hell. And
then it didn't.
No, just the ride takes you to hell, and I'm like, okay.
Now I want to know where that came from.
Right? Was there something cut?
Highly traumatizing.
I didn't expect it either. Like, I was just like in the ride, and I got to the bottom, and I was just like, what the fuck? Why am I in hell? Why am I in hell? I don't understand.
So did you go on the other path then?
I don't think so. I think I only went on Mr. Toad once when I was there because the line was pretty long.
What is the other path? Do you know?
I think it's you just go through jail and I think you get out of jail, probably like the regular movie. But I could be wrong about the diversion pass still being around because they might have changed it so it's just one nowadays.
That seems something they would do.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's what they done. But I could be wrong.
This deserves some more reading. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, it's Yeah, Mr. Toad is interesting. I could see why though it's not super popular. I mean,
It's kind of an odd one.
yeah. Also, Wind in the Wheels is more British. If that makes any
very
sense.
British. Yeah.
It, like it's definitely more British, so it's probably why it's not so well remembered in the States. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Not that people don't remember it at all. I think people do, but it's just not as popular as Disney's other shit.
Mm-hmm.
Or it's why they closed down the ride in Disney World, because it was a lot to maintain and not a lot of people went on it. So
that's a shame.
Yeah, it is. But I think they're gonna keep the one in Disneyland forever because it was one of the ones that was around when Walt was there. Which means Walt approved of this.
Oh, by the way, we did look it up. If you were going to walk to Disney World from where we are, it would take 18 days and 4 hours.
That's not bad.
That you know.
Yeah, we'll get there by February, which is when it's one of the quiet seasons at Disney. So I think that's a good idea. If we start now,
immediately.
Yes, we'll get there. I'm sure we'll get in time, just in time for Valentine's Day, probably.
Well, I think that's 18 days of non-stop walking. I think that doesn't include.
I mean, yeah, come on, we can do it. Just walk endlessly.
We just we take turns piggybacking so we can take turns sleeping and stuff.
Okay, it's my turn. Going down the road. Where are you guys headed to? We're going to Disney World.
I'm going to Disney World.
Disney World. Even worse if we try to walk to the one in California.
Oh, that'd be far.
Oh my god, that'd be even more days. I think it'd be like a month at least.
I wish we could take. There's a train. There's totally a train that goes from here to there.
Oh, definitely. There's no doubt in my mind. I'd be surprised if there wasn't.
I wish there were more trains.
I agree.
I mean, we were just talking about getting hit by a train and going to hell, so, maybe not.
I wish there were more trains that would take me to hell. And, yeah, it's like, both of the shorts were good if you want to give it a go. Yeah, that's something cute and fun to pass your time.
These are really strong shorts.
Oh, yeah, it's way better than the packaged films.
Yeah, much better.
Where you just sit there and you're like,
I don't know what's happening.
At least it has a nice little narrative in both of them.
In hindsight, like, the package films are great if you don't watch them all in a package.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Like having watched them individually, I'm pretty sure, like, on the Disney Channel, just kind of, like, sprinkled here and there, like, that was fine.
Uh-huh.
It's just sitting through all of them in a row is just, like, I don't know what to think.
You're just here sitting there in a slog, like...
It is a slog.
Next day... We're still on Peter and the Wolf with the shitty narration. And yeah, I think I liked seeing both Ichabod and Mr. Toad. It was a pretty good combination if you think about it.
Yeah, and I mean the frame narrative being like, here we're looking at British stuff, and then now we're gonna look at American stuff. Also, Disney's Canterbury Tales.
Please, I need that.
That's a thing that should happen.
Definitely. Oh, you know what? I was gonna say. I think. That part where they're like, okay, so here's this book, and we're gonna tell you the story. It reminds me exactly of Thumbelina's opening. There's something similar.
I have not seen Thumbelina.
Oh, fuck that movie. But the bird at the beginning's like, oh, we're gonna tell you about all these romances, and he proceeds to name all tragedies.
Oof.
I'm like, did you guys not think about that?
Oof.
I mean, Thumbelina doesn't end that way, of course, but no, that's one of my least favorite Bluth movies, honestly. But it does open like that, and that maybe they took inspiration from Mr. Toad. It does involve talking animals wearing clothes.
I'm thinking of I'm trying to remember. There's something with a frame story, but now I can't remember. I don't know. I've only had one cup of coffee. I think I need more coffee.
I mean, if you think of it later, you can mention it.
Yeah, I'll think of it later.
Yeah, I know that's like one of the ones that are like stories. There's an intro to the.
I was thinking of Princess Bride.
Oh, you're right.
Princess Bride does that, but really, really well.
Oh, I love the framing device in Princess Bride.
I mean, because the framing device interacts with the story, but in a good way.
Oh yeah, it's whoever thought of that.
That's the best framing device I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that's definitely fantastic. I love that framing device too. Yeah, they've done a lot better with this framing device. I think we have that in mind because of how shitty that framing device with the Beanstalk story was.
That was really bad.
Oh god. So I guess Disney learned something.
I mean, you gotta make some missteps before you polish your craft.
It's true. It's true. We are saying in the early years. But, what's coming up next? We've just hit the 50s, and it's Cinderella time. Which means we're getting...
Actual classic.
Yeah, we're getting what most people do consider classics, honestly, besides the Dumbo, Pinocchio, and Snow White.
I would say Cinderella is Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. Between the two of those, that's the height of classic Disney film for me.
Oh yeah, is this the start of the Disney Renaissance was called for Little Mermaid, right?
Renaissance started with Little Mermaid, yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. So
I think this is Golden Age.
I think this is Golden Age, yeah. Dark Ages started with Sword and Stone. Oh boy, that's gonna be fun to get to.
I like Sword in the Stone.
I think it's fine. Oh, was it Black Cauldron the Dark Ages started? I can't remember.
Black Cauldron was during the Dark Ages.
Okay,
That's
I wasn't sure.
Weird one.
Fucking, we'll get there when we get there. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and watch Cinderella.
Yay.
Yay! See you then.